Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lesson 17 of Positive Youth. Last section, we started the unit of meaning. One student raised a very good question, said, since my school closed, I feel like I'm working 87% of the time that I'm awake on most days. It puts me under a lot of stress. What should I do? I applaud you for working 87% of your week hours. I hope that you are in high school, because for junior high students, that's a lot. That's a lot. Unless you're a junior in high school, you shouldn't spend that amount of time on your studies alone, especially under shelter in place. I had mentioned to you how important it is for you to balance your days so that you take good care of yourself. That not only help you physically to stay healthy, but also help us mentally to stay strong. We had different subjects covering taking care of yourself, resilience, also great, also self-control. All this, we talked about the importance of adequate sleep and also the exercise. This slide I shared with you in the past sessions from Stanford University Challenge Success. They recommended for the well-being of children, everybody needs PDF time, playtime, downtime, and family time. So I want to make sure that each day, no matter how much you have to do the work, you have the activities that help you to relax and cope with your own stress and help you to bring joyful moments and positive emotions to you. One student asked me, what do I do to relieve stress? I promise you to share with you a picture that I took. This I took from yesterday. I was out running in my neighborhood and I saw this picture. It was just beautiful, so soothing, just looking at the horses. I want to share with you and make sure that you also make good use of the beautiful weather in California and have your outdoor time even in the shelter in place. This actually is more important time because we lose our PE. We are not in school, we lose our PE. So I want to make sure that you have your 45 minutes of physical activity each day. On bad days, you can do push-ups and follow the YouTube videos to do cardio at your home. Good days, make sure you have outdoor activities to enjoy the fresh air, the sunshine, and they all help us. You remember the first section on positive emotions? We talked about sunshine, exercise. They raise positive emotions within because physiologically they increase the release of endorphin. All right. Now we're going to focus on the next topic of meaning because it related to that question too. For your question, how do I release my stress? Because I spend 87% of my wake times on studies. One thing is you balance your day. The other way is, what if I'm a junior and I have to spend 87% of my time on my studies because I have to take SAT, prepare for that, and apply for college, all that things to do. So is there any other way to help us to view or face or do our studies in a more positive light? Yes, there is, and that has something to do with meaning. That's today's topic, purpose of school studies. I want to ask you this question. How do you view your studies? Job, career, or calling? Even though this division was found in organizational psychology, which means they study the organizations, they study adults' world, adults' jobs. It has a lot to do with how we look at our studies. First of all, they divide people's perception on the same kind of work in different ways. Even on the same position, people can look at it as a mere way to earn a wage so that they can raise a family. That means the job. The job level means they find no joy in what they do. They only motivated by the salary. They look forward to the off times. They only do the minimum of what they're asked to do, and they only do this to exchange for the payment. That's not a way to live our life, is it? The next level is career level. And that means you enjoy your job, you're motivated by the potential advancement If you do well, you know I can be promoted to be the manager, or if I do well at the position of manager, I can be promoted to be vice president, VP. So things like that you can advance. And the key is that you can use your strength, your talent, your skills, and your signature strength at your job, at what you do, so that you feel the sense of accomplishment. That's very important. So you will do extra things because you see that connected with your advancement. So that's not bad. But there's an even better level. That is a calling. Calling means that you feel this is your mission in life. This is why you were born. You love what you do so much that you see the meaning and a purpose behind it. And you will think about your job even after job hours. And you work hard because you find what you do is so rewarding. Even you would really do it. You would even do it without the pay. And that's how much you love what you're doing. You're motivated by the internal factors. I feel like what I'm doing is reaching that level because I love what I do. I constantly reading and study new things and try to put that into new lectures or new writings so that I can share with more people. I think about what I do all the time, even on weekends, and because it's so enjoyable. I find it so rewarding, and it's why I was born. So I really love what I do. I love teaching. I love working with families, and I hope that you find that joy too. Research shows that less than 50% of people can reach that level of calling. Less than 50%. Less than 50% people see that meaning and purpose behind what they're doing. I mean, think about it. Work is so important, just like your studies. You're spending at least 7 hours each day. I mean, during the regular time, you spend at least 7 hours, that's including the lunch hour, in school. And we adults spend the majority of our awake hours, our job. So if we don't love it, that's majority of our wake time. That's sad. So find something you love. How do you find calling? You need to first find what your passion is at. If you're passionate about art, then find a job related to that. You're more easily to find the calling. And maybe you're born to design beautiful furnitures or clothes for the world, or design a garden, or design building. So things that you're passionate about, things that when you think about it, you just cannot stop smiling. You want to dive into it. You can never stop learning something about it. So those are the things that will help you to find that calling. I love the words for this picture. Are you chipping away at a stone or building a cathedral? We did the exercise of best possible self. If you have a vision of your future self, and then you see the connection between what you're doing in school right now with your best possible self, and then each stone that you're chipping is not just a stone. That's a part of a cathedral you're building. So I hope that with that exercise of best possible self, you already had your vision of a cathedral, so that you see your daily task, daily learning as something that's building into the future. What if somebody tell me that, you know what, I really don't see the joy in school learning. I'm doing this as if I'm doing it for the teacher. I'm only doing the bare minimum of the assignment, the homework assignment, and then I'm off doing playing, and I really don't put my heart into learning. What if I'm in that state? That's why we're taking this session, and I want to introduce to you the concept of job crafting. Job crafting is taking proactive steps and action to redesign what we do. In other words, you can look at what you're doing in a positive light. And research showed that it has been linked to better performance, intrinsic motivation, and more engagement. How to do that? How to change that, oh, I think school is boring, or school is not my business, to I love school learning because it's part of my future. So the top scholar that studies job crafting is Dr. Amy Wronitsky from Yale University. Her research shows that there are 3 ways to complete job crafting. One is cognitive crafting. You look at what you're doing and make it more meaningful. She studied the people in the hospital. She studied the custodians in the hospital. I found out that even though they do the same job, cleaning and changing sheets and all that for the patients, people on the same position have completely different views of their of what they do. Some people think it's just a mere way to get the payment so they can raise a family. So they do the bare minimum and they find no joy in what they're doing. But there are other people who do the same job, but they see themselves as important as the doctors and nurses. They see that making the environment more beautiful and changing the sheets and all that make the environment more pleasant so that the patients will recover soon. With that kind of vision, they love their job, they put their heart into it, they'll do extra things above and beyond from what they are required to do. They may put up a beautiful picture in the patient's room, or change the position of the plants, or put their heart into making the bed so comfortable so that they believe that what they're doing is connected with the patient's recovery. It's the same job. People may think that if I do a higher paying job like doctor, I may easily get to calling. No, not necessarily. Dr. Wronitsky's team found out that even as a doctor, there are people who are doing the doctor's work, but regard it as a job, as just a way to earn a living, instead of finding the joy and meaning behind the job. Oh, I'm saving people's life. If they don't love their job, any kind of great position will become a job if they don't love what they do. But there are simple jobs like a chef or a barber. If they see their job as helping people to have a great day, or as an artist to help to make a meal a pleasant, enjoyable experience, they put their heart into it. They'll make the plate look so beautiful, add different decorations. They'll make the hair matching the shape of their face, so to make their customer look younger. All this is made a difference by your perception of that same work. So cognitively, how do you look at your what you do? How do you look at your school studies? Do you see that as a piece of the cathedral, which means a building stone for your future? Or do you look at it as a chore, as boring, or something I'm doing for my teacher? That make a huge difference in your motivation and performance in studies. So I want to make sure that you all see maybe my future best self, when you did the exercise, was to become a business owner. And then everything that you do for school right now is meaningful. Become a business owner, you need to be good with numbers so that you can make profit. You need to write very clearly and logically and precisely so that you can convince the bank to loan you the money. And you have to have great verbal skills, so all the presentations make sense, because you have to communicate with people very efficiently. So those are great ways that the current job, the current job is studies, the current school studies is meaningful because it's connected with your future cathedral, right? Even things like history and even things like art, they will be helpful too. They will make you a more interesting person. So when you talk with potential business partners and they find you interesting, they're attracted to you, they're more likely to work with you. So that's one way. Cognitively, you take a look at the connection of what you're learning right now for school with your future. The second way for job crafting is relational crafting. To have a good relationship will also change your way to perceive what you're doing right now. Have a good relationship with your teachers. will give you more motivation to put your best into your studies because I just like this teacher. To have a good relationship with your classmates also will help you or be motivating to you to put your heart into studying, enjoy learning more. Like my older son, decided to take the level 9 test for piano because his friends are doing that. Originally, we didn't plan on this at all, but just because he wanted to fit in, he found out that all his friends are taking that. He wants to do it too, so that he fit in better. So that gave him more motivation in practicing his piano and studying the advanced music theory, relational crafting. He saw the piano as another way to connect with his friends. So that would be helpful too. If you have friends who are very good at history, for example, and then in order to be together and have more topics to talk about with your friends, you probably will collect more information on history too. The last one, task crafting, we need help from your teachers. And a lot of students tell me that, this assignment is so boring, unnecessary, just stupid sometimes. That's why when I do teachers trainings, I'll always emphasize, please make the assignment more meaningful. The best way is to relate to daily life so that they see the knowledge has strength and knowledge is applicable. So we need to make learning change the task in job environment is to try to change the nature of what they do, and so that they can develop their full potential, combine what they're good at with what they do. For learning, we don't have a lot of choice. For school learning, we're doing what the teacher gave us. So the teacher's meaningful assignments make a huge difference. And hopefully in other learning areas where you have the choice, you have the control, make the task more applicable so that you can look at it in a positive light. For example, playing piano, maybe you can become the pianist for your worship team for your church. That's a great way to change the same task, but combine that with a more meaningful purpose so that you can enjoy what you're doing more. For today's assignment, I want to review our discussion on job crafting and determine how you can change your perception on school learning and find meaning and purpose behind it. Take a look at the cognitive crafting or the relational crafting or the task crafting, and take a look at that to see how you can change what you're doing for school learning or extracurricular activities that takes a lot of effort. Once you can find the meaning and purpose, find the connection between what you're doing now with your future cathedral, you will have stronger motivation to do well. You will enjoy the learning with more engagement. Thank you so much for following up with our mini course lessons. So I'll see you tomorrow for our last session of this series. Have a good day, and don't forget to put in your outdoor time enough rest and exercise so that we can face each day with our best possible self.